This is a $67 office PC, which is basically meant for emails and office work. But today I'm upgrading it with this cheap GPU, which also cost me $67, to see if it can handle real games, and by the end we'll find out if it's a bargain or a waste of money. I found this for only $67, and it's the type of PC you'd see in an office or a school. It's small, it's basic, and it's definitely not made for gaming. But that's what makes it interesting. If this works, it could be a super cheap PC for anyone on a budget, especially when RAM prices have tripled in the past few months. The PC has an i5-2500, which was released in 2011, which means the CPU is 15 years old. It also comes with 16GB of DDR3 RAM and a 500GB hard drive. But the biggest issue is the power supply, because it's only 240 watts, and the GPU requires an 8-pin PCIe connector, so I'll be using the power supply on my main PC. It's finally time to install the GPU. And you're probably thinking to yourself, how can this GPU fit in this tiny PC? Trust me, I was thinking the same thing, and surprisingly, it actually does fit. Which means I don't have to go through the hassle of removing the old power supply. Next up, we have to plug everything in. As I was trying to remove the GPU, this happened. Luckily, everything was fine. Now, let's turn the PC on. For the moment of truth, will it start up? It does. Let's go. Okay, I think I fixed the problem. Turns out that I accidentally put this cable in the wrong way. After fixing that problem, I turned the PC on and waited for it to post. It does. Let's go. So the PC is up and running. And now I'm just installing the drivers, so once that's done, we're gonna launch Fortnite and Minecraft. Alright, the new drivers are installed. I just need to restart the PC, but that's literally gonna take like 20 minutes. That's how slow this PC is. Yes, you heard that right. This PC is so slow that it literally takes 20 minutes just to log in. After waiting 20 minutes, I launched Fortnite and went straight into a match. At first, the FPS wasn't that bad. But once I landed, it was absolutely terrible. There were trees that weren't even loaded properly, and it was all blurry. Then I went to another match, but this time the FPS was a lot more stable, but I died because the FPS went down to 12. So I decided to switch over to 720p, and I did notice a big difference. However, the CPU was at 100% usage and the GPU was only around 20%, which means the CPU was bottlenecking the GPU. I also realized that the PC was getting very loud. Now it's time to test Minecraft. At the low settings first, the FPS wasn't the best, but once everything was rendered, I was averaging just above 200 FPS, which is surprisingly good. And for most people, this performance would be enough. But if you're looking to play on high settings, the FPS is still decent, but you might get a few FPS drops. Now it's time to crash my PC. In order to do that, I'm going to be spawning a bunch of TNT. You might think this is enough, but I wanted to do some serious damage. So I spawned another block of TNT, and to top things off, I spawned a bunch of creepers on top of all the TNT.